Welcome to Laugh, Cry, or Die. This is a comedy disability podcast, which is actually a thing that exists. Who knew? Maybe you, because you're listening to it. My name's Steve Wilbury. I'm a human trash bag. With me, as always, is my co-host Naomi Strain.
Hello.
She's more of a human recycling bin, I guess you could say.
Definitely garbage of some sort. I don't know what use I'd be in recycling. Perhaps my organs.
I think it's one of those things where you need to you're one of the
You shithead. Uh, let me go in and change my name back. Thank you very much. How will everyone know how famous I am if I'm called Dick Balls? I
that's
want to
your
give
name.
myself. I want to give myself a funny name, but I can't think of anything. That's
But Dick Balls isn't hilarious. Spaz. There
Spaz
you
will
go.
do the trick. That would do for me. Yeah.
Queen Spaz.
Yeah.
As we were saying, I think you're like one of those plastic bottles in the recycling bin that still has the cap on it. And someone's like, oh, someone
Yeah.
fucking recycled this wrong. Ugh.
So I'm a unrecyclable plastic.
Yeah, you're unrecyclable plastic. You're like, remember those old plastic bags that vegetables used to come in?
So you calling me a bag of vegetables?
No, I'm not even calling you the vegetables. I'm just calling you just the bag.
Okay, I'll take it. Talking of recyclable for organs, I tried to give my kidney away and I'm not allowed to because of
So they don't want.
ongoing health concerns, apparently. I was trying to do a good thing. There's a local guy and he'd put online that his daughter needed a kidney and he'd given her a kidney and it had its life and she was needing a new one. And I tried to do a nice thing by giving a stranger a kidney. And I spoke with the hospital and they looked into my records and they said, with my health concerns, it's probably not a good idea to go forward with only one kidney. And I thought, I'm already screwed. Like, she's got the possibility of having, a nice, good life with a kidney. And I was gutted. Like, that would have been my thing of giving to society and being useful. And I put quite a lot of pressure on it to, make me feel good. And so all I can use it for now is tell people I tried to, and hopefully people think I'm awesome.
Have you considered just killing yourself?
Many, many times. Thanks for the encouragement. I'll leave
Well,
him a
if you
note. Steve told me to. What's happening, Steve?
sorry, Lewis just came in.
Ah,
Could you shut the door, Lewis?
can you shut your face, Lewis?
I don't think all 6 of our subscribers want to listen to Minecraft.
Sorry, Mum.
What were we saying? That you suck. You suck, and you should kill yourself. No, that well, if they won't take it from you alive, if you're dead, then you don't have any ongoing health concerns.
That's true. And they could have the other one as well. And I'm sure I've got other
Yeah,
bits
and
and
then you'd
pieces that can
be
do that.
that's twice as generous. They can
Yeah.
have to, and they could use your liver and your heart and your corneas.
I
Yeah.
should
You
make
know
sure
when they
that,
like sell a car and they're like, as is, where is, good for parts. That's you.
yeah. Yeah, see, I have got something to offer the world. In
Yeah. Your
fact, I'm being
bits.
very selfish. I'm being very selfish by staying alive and keeping all my organs for myself.
I know someone who's not rubbish could be using your organs literally as we speak, but you're
Yeah.
like, oh no, I'm going to use it for my stupid, pointless life. Look at me with my creative endeavors. Ooh, I'm not contributing to society at all.
I'm just using these organs to sit and talk to you. What a
Yeah, which
waste.
is
What a waste.
what a I'm waiting for it to end.
All right, I'll be off. Hang on. Carry on the podcast without me. I'll go sort it out. Imagine that. Oh my God. Imagine
Do
if I
that.
did it. We'll do a live. We'll do a Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. Well, I
Things
think
could get very dark.
if you did it, what you'd want to do is have like options, and the viewers would have to vote on which way you did it.
Yeah, yeah. Can we at least wait till we've got a few more followers? Because I don't want it just to be like we say, 6 or 7 followers watching it indifferently over their coffee in the morning. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there she goes.
Oh yeah, there she goes. Next
What's
one.
the next what's the next podcast to listen to?
Well, that's we watched Guns Akimbo recently,
Hmm.
the Daniel Radcliffe film, which was filmed in New Zealand, for the
Oh,
record,
okay. I've not seen
where
that.
wakes up and he has guns bolted to his hands, and he has to take part in a real life not a podcast, in a real life death match.
Yeah.
A deadly real life podcast would be less interesting, I
Well,
guess.
it goes back to what we're saying. I was planning on just having vodka and pills, but a death match would be more fun.
Oh, there we go. Live stream the death match. Maybe that's how we finish the series. Is we just
What,
do like a podcast, not a podcast, a death pod.
you and I could just have a massive fight. We'll get Rachel to film it. We'll meet in a field and just kick the shit out of each other. Actually, you've got access to
Yeah.
swords because you do fencing. You could bring some of your fencing stuff, but we could do it with proper sharp swords.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've only got access to boring swords.
Oh, that's no fun. So if I could just beat
No,
the
it's
shit
pretty
out of you with
shit.
a stick, I'd beat the shit out of you with a stick. That'd be all right. I'd like that. Can we do that?
I beat the shit out of you with a shit-covered stick, and I just shit on a stick, and then hit you with a poo-covered stick.
Way to make it personal.
This is a highbrow episode today.
I thought we were going to have a playful death fight, and then you start bringing shit into it. No.
You beat me dead with a stick.
Yeah.
Not even quick.
In a playful way.
I'm gonna playfully murder you with a blunt object.
All right, I'll shoot you in the face.
Top 7 best ways to die. Thank you. That's all I'm asking. God.
You're welcome.
Don't. Gee whiz. I mean, really. So how's your week been other than movies? Hey Ben, what you been up to? How's things?
Had a stupid seizure. So sometimes
A stupid one.
I mean, most of them are highly intelligent, of course. But I sometimes
I'm waiting for the one where you finish your doctoral thesis in the middle of it.
Yeah, I do it while I'm conscious. The magic that comes out of me. No, so sometimes after a seizure, I get this thing called Todd's paralysis, which looks like I've had a stroke. It's always on my right side, and it makes like I can't move this side properly. My pupil goes massive, and my whole right side is paralyzed basically. And when it first happened, obviously the paramedics were like, this doesn't look ideal. And so they took me to hospital, and they did a bit of, what's going on? And then they went, yeah, it's this thing called Todd's, and it wears off. So it can take, it can be 10 minutes, it could be hours. And so this one took 4 hours before I got feeling back in my arm and my leg. So when the paramedics left, I was basically sat on the floor and thought, I will just stay here, and it's fine. As long as I'm talking coherently, they know that it's not a real stroke. It's just this quirky thing that happens. But it's really disconcerting because when I come around, I can't talk properly. And I'm trying to explain that I can't feel my sides when they're talking to me. And it's like a big sensory overload because they're talking, telling me to do stuff and asking me stuff and hassling me. And I'm not quite freaking out, but it's, even though I know what it is, it's really stressful, like not being able to move part of yourself. And I kind of just want everyone to shut up, which sounds really, it's not very nice, but it's like, just shut up. I'm kind of freaking out, low-key freaking out. And it's just weird not being able to move, not being able to explain that you can't move. And sometimes when I can't talk properly, I can still write. And so a lot of time they'll be offering me a piece of paper and a pen going, write something. And I can't because I can't move my body. And this side's all droopy, so I feel real sexy as well. But yeah, so I pretty much sat in my lounge. That's a nice face. I know the camera will be on me because I'm talking, but that was a good face. But yeah, my good little cat, he sat with me for pretty much the whole time, till I could move again. But yes, that was my freaky little thing this week.
How long do they last?
What, having Todd's? Generally,
Yeah.
mine will kind of resolve in 10 minutes to half an hour. It kind of gets better. And I call it like, when you take a lump of meat out of the freezer and it defrosts and it goes soft on the outside, but it's still frozen in the middle. and it gets fully defrosted. I kind of do that from the top down. So I start to get this back first, and so I can talk. And then I start to get feeling until I can move my hand and then down my leg. And so it's like I'm defrosting down the side. I'm just a hunk of meat. Just a big
Have you
chunk.
considered putting your head in the microwave when this happens to get it quicker?
Well, yeah, I mean the old school way was put your head in the gas oven, but I guess put it in the microwave. Yeah.
No, we're off suicide. We've done that already. It's boring.
Yeah, but going back to putting our heads in the oven. But no, I
Yeah,
hadn't
but
considered it. But if I perhaps rig it up now so it will work with the door open, I'm sure a bit of tin foil or something in the door might make the connection. I could probably do
well,
that. And
yeah, no, you just take down the button, get an extension cord, and just stick your head in there, and you'll be right as rain.
just nuke my head. Okay.
Nuke your head. 30
I
minutes.
think the problem is I wouldn't be able to get to the microwave because I can't move my arm or leg. I'd have to ask for assistance. Would you come round and help me nuke my head, please, Steve?
What you do is you write it into your seizure plan, so St. John's do it when they arrive.
Because if it's in the plan, they have to do it.
Yeah, they're legally required. They have to. You're like,
Okay.
it's in my care plan. They're like, Naomi can't move. Quick. This is assault her with radiation.
I'm sure if they didn't and I made a complaint, they wouldn't nuke my head. I'm sure that would get taken seriously.
I think you should. I think you should like get someone sacked for not nuking your head.
I could probably get someone sacked for many, many reasons. I don't think we'd even need to take it that far.
You could get people sacked. I believe in you, Nay.
I
I
I
believe.
I really could if I made a list of. I mean, most people are good, but I've definitely got enough on some people that I could get them sacked.
Could you get like a hit? Do you have like a hit list?
But a couple of people in the past that were top of the list, but recently, one of them in particular has been so much better and so much more supportive. And I don't know what the shift is, but yeah, I won't get him sacked anymore. He's safe. He's redeemed himself. So I have
Oh,
to evict him. But I definitely know secrets on people. It's
do people think you're not conscious and then say things while you're still there, or do
perhaps.
they just get too friendly with you?
Well, I mean, um I think it's just, yeah, we kind of relax, and I wouldn't use any secrets against people, but I could.
Wouldn't you though?
One in
Now
particular.
that's a podcast.
There's actually only one in particular that I that I could get sacked. Yeah. I shouldn't announce that I know secrets on people. I might have to do some careful editing on this one.
Edit that, bitch.
No, I'll edit this bit out, but I think you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I know. You
Immediately I could fuck up a life. Remind me before I release this episode, remind me that I've got to do a lot of editing to make sure this doesn't slip through. Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. It's
But
fine. Nobody else knows what we're talking about.
yeah, so that was my stupid week. So how about you? How's yours going?
It's fine. We're on the final push, actually final push to sell our house bus. And yesterday Rachel put the final coat of paint on the outside, and we just basically we're trying to polish a turd,
Yeah.
and it still
You've done so
needs
well. It's so nice. Like the bathroom and stuff that you done was real fancy. It was lovely.
yeah, no, it's quite nice on the inside
Mm.
and on the outside. Now it still has like three jobs, like the water tanks, the diesel tank, and some electrical work needs done.
Oh, so
And
just the important stuff.
no, like it's got water tanks in it. It just needs new ones put in.
Right.
The diesel tank, the one that it has is from 1955, and it needs replaced because it's just like a rust
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
thing. Um, and being able to turn on the headlights, some people consider important. I think is like, are you just making a mountain out of a molehill?
Well, I mean, you'd only be driving it in the daytime because you'd park up at night to go to sleep.
Yeah, there you go. So you don't even need headlights. Like, what
No.
are they even bitching about?
Jeez. Political correctness
Um,
gone mad.
Gone mad, I say. Um, but even though I've been like pretty good, I've been like taking breaks and doing my timings and this and that and like doing it as good as like reasonable. It's still like I've been dismantling pallets with a hammer and a crowbar. Like it's physical, hard ass work that I just kind of have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and yeah, my pain's just been super fucky, like super fucky.
How many
Because
how many days recently have you been doing that? So like every day.
not every day. I try and do like every other day kind of
Mm.
thing. So I'm not, but I have done, no, over the weekend, I've done 3 or 4 days in a row. And yeah, my physicality is just not designed for it. And it's annoying because I'd get maybe 30 grand if I sold it as it is.
Yeah.
If I finished it, if I did these other jobs, I'd get 60 to 70.
Right. So
But
you have to do it.
well, no, I have to get in. Well, even just, I have to do these jobs just to get to the 30. The other jobs, like the tanks and stuff, like they're super, that's like heavy engineering shit. And I know how to do it and I could do it if I was 20 years younger.
Mm.
But my disease has progressed to the point where if I'm spending all day with an angle grinder cutting up bits of angle iron so I can weld it together to make a frame, like, fuck no. Or like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's so frustrating because, like, say you know how to do it, and it's your stupid body that's
Mm,
stopping you.
yeah, it
So
really
fucking
fucks me
annoying.
off.
Yeah.
The whole, because yeah, I could do it. I know how, I know what to do.
Mm.
Um, Actually, the part that's more frustrating is the lights, the electrical, which is less physical and is like just, putting the terminals and connecting the wires and stuff.
Mm.
But my brain is not what it used to be.
Yeah, and I suppose that makes it worse because if your body's screwed and your mind's going to sort of follow with that, isn't it? Because your focus, like everything's on overload, or your
Mm,
focus is fixing you, and that's a
yeah.
constant, and it's tiring just to try and fix yourself. Like
Yeah.
just sitting still. Like I don't think people realize how sitting still is really exhausting when you're disabled. Like with more so for you, because with the constant pain, you don't have to do anything to get tired out. And so then you're trying
Mm.
to work on your house bus and be a parent and have normal life and perhaps, work as much as you can. And yeah, you don't get.
Do the fucking laundry and stuff, And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the worst part is when I sit to try and not have pain is like, afterwards, it's when I'm relaxing. That's when it really starts to kick in because I'm not distracted. I'm like, okay, relax and do all this. And then like, when or if I'm trying to like, even when I try and meditate and things, like I get these huge myoclonic jerks. It's my spazziness and my
Yeah, yeah.
arms just like twitch. Or like as I'm trying to like just slow down and wind down, my sympathetic and my parasympathetic nervous systems just clash into each other.
Yeah, I remember going to the cinema with you ages ago, and once we'd sat down, you were fine, like getting there, and I think Rachel gave us a lift in, and everything was fine. Walked in and sat down to start watching the film, and then you were getting the jerks a lot because I think you said at the time it was like pins being stabbed in your legs, and so once you sat down to relax and watch the film, you were suddenly in a lot of pain, and you couldn't keep your legs still because of that.
Mm, yeah.
And so it's when your brain switches off from having to do things, that distraction,
Mm.
and the
And
pain
it's
comes in.
like when I'm laying in bed at night, like trying to go to sleep, that's sometimes when sometimes Rachel will be like, go have some cannabis because I'm just like so twitchy and writhing around. Um, but yeah, it's just that fuck, man. I've done a really good job of limiting it so that I can be as spazzy as I feel I need to be.
Yeah.
But even so, life gets in the way. Like when I did my 3-week pain course, my pain was amazing
Mm.
because I was in a really regimented schedule. I didn't It was a residential thing, so I didn't have to go to work. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to cook my own food. I didn't have to do my laundry. I just had to like get up, manage my pain, and go to sleep. And after 3 weeks, I was way better. But then you go home and you're like, oh, now I have to live my life
Yeah,
and do
you can't do it
full
like
time.
that.
It's just not how
Yeah,
it works. Which, you know, we talked about it before. We're big proponents of universal basic income, obviously, but like if all I had to do was be healthy, I would contribute so much more. But
yeah,
because
yeah.
I have to try and be healthy and do 900 other things and try and be successful at life, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I know a while back I was sort of lamenting the fact that I'm kind of a useless human and don't contribute to the world. uh, and one of my friends said, "You do have a full-time job." And I was like, "What?" And she went, "Your full-time job is staying alive.
Mm.
And that's hard work. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it." But yeah, it is. It's a full-time position. And it's like sometimes I think like I wish I could just go on holiday for, a couple of weeks to get away from it all. And it's like I can't because it will all come with me.
Mm.
I can't get away from being a spaz.
You don't get to leave it at home. You
Yeah,
can't forget to
exactly.
pack it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, damn, I forgot my spazziness. It would be nice just to have a break. And
Mm.
there is no break to be had. I got
Maybe
that.
we should make like SpazCon.
How would that look?
It'd just be a convention hall full of spazzes, and then like 5 times as many support staff, and then you just get like fed, and you get to like, and like it's mitigated as much as it can. Like
That would be good. Yeah. So we just
like you
need an army of servants while we lounge.
I'm kind of thinking LoungeCon would maybe sell better.
Yeah. But people have to be spazzy enough though, because I think a lot of people would quite like LoungeCon.
Exactly. I think what we do is we sell tickets to LoungeCon as the funder for SpazCon.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get all the money from the normal people and then use it
Mm.
for us.
Yeah, and we won't share it with other spazzes. It will literally be just us and like 140 support staff, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Between chefs and like nail technicians,
Massages
scalp massages, yeah.
and some sort of entertainment. We want live entertainment.
Yeah, live. I don't want to be watching no screen. I want like a rotating roster of live bands.
Yeah, who live bands who are quite happy to pause their set whilst I have a seizure, wait till I'm all right, and then carry on exactly where they left off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it has to be soft, like soft jazz, because I can't have loud, spiky music. That would make
Oh,
me get
if
glitchy.
it's going to be jazz, then I'll quite happily have a seizure while they do that. Yeah, get the
Isn't that
jazz.
what jazz is? It's just musicians having seizures.
It's just play all the notes at the same time at the right time.
But no, it's about the ones you can't hear, man.
Yeah, yeah. Jazz is lovely.
Well, it's like that Simpsons quote when Lisa's like, "It's about the notes you can't hear," and he's like, "Well, I could have heard that at home."
Very true. Now, I'd like the specific bands that I choose.
But what if see this is where it gets in the thing. But what if your bands, and I'm gonna just say this, what if your taste in music is shit, which it is because you're shit.
My taste in music is, I don't want to say eclectic because that's for people who haven't got a specific music taste, but I have particular bands that I am very, very loyal to.
Well,
And
there was a study that your music taste gets solidified at like 15, and then or like in your early adult life, and then it doesn't really shift.
so once you've kind of cemented who you are as a person to an extent, that's where you lock it in.
Yeah, pretty much.
One of my favorite bands at the moment, I didn't get into until I didn't even hear of them till about 2 years ago. And
Well,
then
you're
now
go on.
I pretty much listen to them on repeat now. And my other
Well,
favorite band, I got into them when I was what, 20? But they've stuck with me. They're like tattoos and etc. That was me vaguely showing tattoos. It wasn't just me having a little wave. But
you
yeah,
know how you know how good tattoos are on an audio medium.
absolutely. Yeah. It's especially for
Absolutely.
our YouTube followers.
All 19 of them. 20, I think. No, we're up. They keep growing.
21. Got 21 on YouTube now.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We've
Living the
got more on
dream.
Got more on TikTok.
That's where the future is, man.
Well, we're very young and very modern, so obviously TikTok's going to work. We need
We're
to we need to learn some TikTok dances, Steve.
Oh my God, should we? What if oh my God, TikTok dances, but then in the middle of it you have a seizure.
Well, that's how my dancing looks anyway, so you know.
And you could have the AI voices like this chick was trying to do a TikTok dance, but then she had seizures. Wah,
Yeah, they'll
wah.
go viral with people doing the duets and they'll be doing their seizures on the other side.
Oh my God, what if we did the spaz dance? Like we start the TikTok dance.
Yeah, I'm sure that would take off, guaranteed.
Maybe if you do it in a bikini and I just wasn't there.
Maybe you do it in a bikini.
I have a good friend of mine who she's an aerialist covered in tattoos and she is smoking hot. Um, and I was looking at her Instagram and she has like 5 or 10K followers or something.
Mm.
I was like, how does she get so many followers? And then I was flicking, it was like, oh, she's hot.
Well, see, if she does aerial work, then people don't necessarily know what her voice sounds like. And a lot of our listeners would hear us through Spotify. So why don't we do her doing the dance and I'll do the voiceover and people will think that's me?
So what I'm hearing is that you want to identity theft my hot friend.
Yes, please.
I'm sure she'd be up for it.
We'll just don't tell her.
Oh, yeah, it's not really theft if you tell them. That's just identity loaning.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Right. So we're going to, so today's podcast has been a business plan for a Spaz convention,
Mm-hmm. Spaz Festival.
Spaz festival, and identity theft.
I think so. And a little bit of vodka and pills. I like it when we've got a topic, a dedicated topic to talk about.
So at SpazCon
Mm-hmm.
with dinner
And
is that
we end the whole SpazCon, the big finale.
yeah, is vodka and pills.
Yeah, why not?
Just with after the main meal, they're like, and after the main meal, in lieu of dessert, we have vodka and pills.
That's a brilliant idea.
There you go. And then everyone just gets to not have to be alive anymore.
And it's doing the service as well because we're ridding the world of a lot of useless people. And imagine the number of organs that can be harvested. Oh,
So many
actually,
organs.
if we're going to be harvesting organs from a bunch of spazzes, we perhaps have to not do it vodka and pills. We'd be
Oh, you
damaged.
don't want to damage those livers.
Yeah, we'll have to shoot them
Maybe
up, Steve.
that's fine. We can get a gun.
Yeah,
It's
and
easy.
especially if we shoot through the side, then we can still use the eyeballs.
Yeah, yeah. Or go kind of
Long
maybe
damage.
back and up. We can't use hollow points because then the head will just explode like a melon.
Yeah, we want to. I mean, yeah, we want to maintain eyeballs because they're valuable.
They are. They are. They're like the eyeballs are the sirloin of the human, as my organ guy says.
I wonder how much you'd get on the black market for an eyeball.
Last pivot. So do you remember the Bodyworks exhibitions where they like plasticize the humans and then yeah?
Yeah, those
So
things
we
are
were
amazing.
in New York years ago and we're like, oh, there's like a Body Worlds thing. This was like, God, this would have been nearly 10, 15 years ago, maybe.
Mm.
And we're like, oh, there's a Body Worlds thing, cool. And we go up and there's this sign and it has like this really weird kind of like I don't know, it's just very hard to like parse what the sign is saying. And we talked to them, we're like, what does that sign really mean? Because the language is really weird. And the guy's like, we can't guarantee that you're not related to someone in the exhibition because
Wow.
it was a Chinese knockoff and they used like executed Chinese political prisoners
Wow.
and then like plastified their bodies. And then like 3 months after we were there, the city shut it down and gave refunds to everyone because the city was like, oh hell no.
Wow. That's amazing.
I know.
What was the actual exhibition like?
We didn't go in because we were like, I
Hmm.
don't know if I want to see dead Chinese prisoners.
I would have 100%.
We went to the real one in London years later, which was really dope. They had a giraffe,
Oh, nice.
a
So
dead giraffe.
is the one because what I've seen a few, and one of them was where they plasticize them in different like poses and things like that. So they're like
Hmm.
a bunch of them around a table, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Or they had one that was like just the blood vessels in your hand.
Yeah, I've seen one that I've seen it online, not in real life, but yeah, when they had the whole veins
Hmm.
circulatory system all plasticized. And on the same sort of vein as that, same sort of vein, funny. There was a prisoner who donated his body to science, and they sliced him like sort of vertically and
Yeah.
like super thin, and then like frame them so it's like a flip book basically.
Yeah, no, I saw one of those at the Smithsonian in the States, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, if anyone wants to Google fun museums, Smithsonian is a good one, and also the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia. That's Mutter. It used to be a medical like training college
Oh yeah.
place, and now they keep like medical oddities and
We
skeletal
went
things.
to the Surgery Museum in Edinburgh,
Oh, nice.
and they had like, because that's where surgery really like started.
Mm.
And yeah, they had all kinds of weird stuff in there. They had like someone's like a legitimate like sailor tattoo from the olden days that someone had just like flensed off a corpse.
Oh, sliced off them.
Yeah, and all
Wow.
kinds of it was pretty interesting because like before anesthetic, they'd only do like 3 or 4 surgeries a year because nobody wants to have surgery, but sometimes you have to. And
Yeah.
they had like one of the examples they had was this guy had to get his whole arm and shoulder removed, and they managed to do it in like 90 seconds, and they only lost like 200 cc's of blood.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Like that sort of stuff is gross, but also super fascinating.
Mm. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. That's a good end for a podcast.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what this episode might be called. And I think body parts is
Body parts. That's a good one. That's a good
quite
one.
high on the list of options.
The episode where we talk about human pieces.
Well, we're scrap, and so replacing what we can with good things or giving away the parts that we don't necessarily make the
I've
most
got
of.
quite expensive bits in me, thank you very much. I've got a
Yeah,
custom reconstructed digestive system,
yeah, that's pretty special.
isn't it? I got
Yeah,
screws. I got screws that cost like $1,000 each.
you could be a museum all on your own.
I did say to Rachel that I was thinking about donating my body to the plastic person just so they could like show all the neat bits.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'd definitely donate myself to science. Um, especially there's the Body Farm. Do you know about that? I think Stephen Fry did a documentary on it. Body Farm is amazing. So you don't donate your body, and it's for like forensic science and murder cases. And so they put the bodies in like
Oh,
put one
yes.
in a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
field, put one in a wheelie bin, and bury one, or wrap another one in a plastic bag. And then they can go and study the states of decomposition and what insects, etc., have laid their eggs. And so when they find a dead person in real life, they can go, this person's a bit like Bob, who we found in a wheelie bin. And they can judge like how long they've been dead. And I want my body chucked into a field like that. I think that would be fun.
I'll chuck your body
There
in a
was a
field.
lady just chuck me. Yeah, for no scientific study or anything, just in the field. There was one
Get
I
field,
doubt
bitch.
there was a lady who had donated her body to science, and it was however long later, her family found out that she'd been used as a crash test dummy. Yeah, right. And they were like, oh, you kind of imagine like if somebody you love would donate themselves to science, you think they're going to be used for, I don't know, surgeons to practice on or people to examine. You don't expect them to be strapped into a car and flung at a tree.
Like, how fast, if we throw this car at a wall, how much of it, the human, will be paste? Turns out all
Exactly.
of it.
Yeah, it's not the nicest memory of your family member.
Maybe they give her some flowers. I don't know. But I
I
do
don't know.
know that it is legitimately time to wrap up. It's been a fun little episode. We've wandered down the fields, talked about weird ass random shit. But that's the podcast, really. That's us. We've talked about how shitty our weeks have been. Naomi's fucking stupid paralysis.
Yeah, that's not my favorite thing.
Although we do know that next time, just stick your head in the microwave.
Okay, I'll work it out. We'll make that
Well,
happen.
well, today I need to do another thing I have to do, which is hang out with my family at a beach. Ugh.
Yeah, I would love to hang out with my family at the beach.
Do you want to come with my family and come to the beach?
Family's not as good as mine. My
No,
family's
mine's it's
much
pretty.
better.
I bet it is. I bet it is. That's the end of Laugh, Cry, or Die. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe and all that bullshit. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.